Great. Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2020, and today is the second hearing this month for the City of Tempe Hearing Officer. My name is Vanessa McDonald, and I am the Hearing Officer for the city. Joining me this afternoon from Community Development are Shelby Meyer to my left and Drew Yoakum to my right. We have a brief agenda this afternoon. I'm going to read something into the record and then we can go ahead and jump right into our assigned cases. The City of Tempe Hearing Officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out both the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and the Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the City of Tempe. These code violations include, but aren't limited to, deteriorated landscaping, inoperable vehicles, deteriorated structures, storage of junk or refuse, or deteriorated swimming pools. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to abate a code violation, or authorize the city to abate the condition giving rise to the violation. The cost of any such abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and may be collected as an assessment against the property found to be in violation. On today's agenda, we have 4 items. We have a set of minutes from the hearing of July 7th, 2020, and 3 property abatements. And as the hearing officer, I review the Community Development Department report on the items being considered at this hearing. I hear testimony this afternoon from the code compliance officers, and I do typically drive by the properties on the agenda so that I can have a good observation myself. Any property owner who's aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. As such, the deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on August 4th, 2020. And abatement appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they may also be appealed to the Superior Court. The property owner has 14 calendar days to file either an appeal or to bring the property into code compliance. If neither of these things happen within this 14-day period, the property will be abated by the city. First item on our agenda this afternoon is a set of minutes from July 7th, 2020. I had a chance to review those in my packet, and I believe they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from July 7th, 2020. The second item on our agenda is a request for abatement of public nuisance items at the Edward Allen property. This property is located at 1926 East Loma Vista Drive, and the applicant is the City of Tempe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Michael Glabb, Residential Code Inspector for the City of Tempe. I'm here today in reference to this property as a result of a complaint my office received in April of this year. The complaint was related to a green pool and deteriorated landscape, and both violations were confirmed at the property. The complainant was also of the belief that the homeowner was deceased as of January of this year, and a notice was mailed to the homeowner, though, as county records indicated at the time that they were still listed as the party of ownership. In May of this year, I responded to the property twice more and observed that there was little to no change at the property, and notice was posted to the structure itself, as well as the notice of intent to abate. No response came in from any responsible party or the owner accepting responsibility for the state of the property, nor were any corrections made to the property. Over the course of approximately the 2 months between April and June of 2020, my office received approximately 6 complaints from neighbors related to the state of the property. They had concerns related to the green pool and mosquito growth growing there. As a result of that, an emergency abatement was sought and initiated there on June 24th of this year. At this moment in time, I'm seeking approval after the fact for the abatement that was conducted at the property. And in light of, as of earlier this afternoon, the homeowner is still or the decedent is still listed as the same homeowner at this moment in time. No updated records have been posted at this moment in time. I'm seeking a 180-day open abatement period in the light of monsoon rains that may come in and refill that pool.
Sure. So, well, thank you. Well, yeah, this sounds like a pretty emergent situation that needs to be taken care of. Mr. Yocum, do we have anyone from the public on the line wanting to participate?
We've had no communication at this time.
Okay, thank you. Well, given the dire circumstances, the fact that the property owner is deceased, and as you mentioned, the monsoons are coming up, and it's only going to get worse if we don't continue to abate the property. I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open abatement and your request after the fact for the abatement contained in CE 202324. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is agenda item number 3. This is a request for abatement of public nuisance items at the Jones property located at 1527 East Newport Drive. Ms. Schofield.
Good afternoon, Julie Schofield, Code Inspector for the City of Tempe. I'm here today to ask for a 180-day open abatement for the property at 1527 East Newport Drive here in Tempe. This is a townhouse that has a lot of items stored in the porch area. I've been working on this case since March, and I've had several emails with the tenant as well as the owner, but the property has still not been brought into compliance. This was taken today. As you can see, they have a lot of items stored in the porch.
Okay.
There has been a little bit of progress, but unfortunately not enough to bring the property into compliance.
Yeah, the pictures in my packet were from the end of May, so yeah, there has been a little bit of difference, but certainly not enough to bring it up to city standards. So the homeowner has just been unresponsive, or?
That is correct. He basically will just allow the abatement to happen if approved, and then he'll, have her take care of the financial situation.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Yocum, anyone on the line regarding this case?
We've had no communication at this time.
Thank you. Well, I agree with your assessment of the property. The property, as of this morning, hasn't changed to the city's satisfaction, so I'm going to go ahead and approve the 180-day open abatement you're requesting in CE 201420.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. The last item on our agenda is agenda item number 4. This is a request for abatement of public nuisance items at the TL Kickstop property located at 3233 South 48th Street. Mr. Schofield.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Jack Schofield, Code Inspector with the City of Tempe, here today requesting a 100-day open abatement for the property located at 3233 South 48th Street to address deteriorated landscape, trash and debris throughout the entire property, and graffiti. The property owner has been given several notifications or notices mailed to her to no avail. Also issued a citation to her as well, which she failed to appear to court. Property is just deteriorating worse and worse each day. That's why I'm requesting a 180-day open abatement. I do have some photos taken about 3 hours ago of the property.
Okay.
Front there. And of course, some graffiti.
Wow. So clearly nothing's been done
Correct.
since the beginning of this process. Have we done this one before?
Yes, this property has been done a couple of times within the last year.
Yeah, I thought so. Mr. Yocum, do we have anyone on the line regarding this case?
We've also had no communication with this case.
Great, thank you. Well, considering the current condition of the property as of this afternoon, and the fact that the property owner has been unresponsive, I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open abatement request contained in request CM 200542. Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Well, that concludes our agenda for this afternoon. I believe our next hearing is it August 4th?
That is correct. August 4th, 5 p.m., still here in the council chambers, and on Tempe 11 in WebEx.
Okay, great. Thank you. Staff, any other announcements?
None at this time.
Great, thank you. Then we're adjourned.